My mother-in-law slept with my ex-husband, and now I'm the bad guy? I'm 37F, and I met my husband, J, 31M, just over 2 years ago. I had recently divorced my ex, Scott, 64M, after 13 years of a marriage of convenience. Scott and I had no intimate relationship. It was about protection from my 4 children's abusive bio dad. I cooked and cleaned. He provided safety and stability, adopting my kids. Scott had been married twice before, with 3 kids from his first wife, older than me, and 1 from his second, same age as my oldest. He wasn't close to his kids, but I never knew why. I trusted him completely with me and my kids. By the end, I was miserable, craving intimacy, and Scott was in love with another woman. We agreed the kids would stay with him in their childhood, home for school and stability, while I took them on weekends due to my work schedule. I moved an hour away and joined a dating app, meeting Jay within a month. We clicked instantly, spending every day together when I didn't have my kids. 6 months later, we married, and my kids loved Jay so much, they gradually moved in with us. Jay even got along great with Scott. 4 months into our marriage, Jay's mother, Sue, was facing eviction and needed a place to stay. We agreed she could live with us if she paid $350 a month for bills and food once she found a job. I thought this was a kind gesture, but it turned out to be a huge mistake. At first, Sue seemed fine, but things soured fast. My teens are good kids. I only asked them to focus on grades and enjoy being young. Sue disagreed, expecting them to do all the chores and throwing fits over tiny issues. She started lying about my kids to get them in trouble and criticized my parenting. I told her she'd had her chance to parent, and I wasn't impressed with the outcome, given Jay's childhood trauma. Sue tried to control our home, demanding nightly talks with Jay, where she'd badmouth me and my kids, saying she was the only one who loved him and we should be kicked out. Jay hated her put-downs, and I told him he could say no to her. Over the next month, my kids moved back to Scott's, refusing to return until Sue was gone. By then, Sue had lived with us for 6 months, still jobless and not contributing as promised. I overheard Sue tell her mom she wanted my kids gone so Jay and I could have real kids. This was absurd. I can't have more kids without IVF, and Jay and I hadn't discussed it. Then I saw on Facebook she was trying to set Jay up with another woman to have kids, claiming I make bad children. My kids are amazing. My twin daughters were about to graduate high school at 15. Things escalated at the twins' graduation, where Sue and Scott met. They acted oddly, avoiding each other and exchanging dirty looks. Scott mouthed something to Sue, and she nodded. Jay and I jokingly wondered if they knew each other, as Sue's maiden name matched Scott's uncommon last name. After digging, we learned Sue was Scott's adopted cousin, his uncle's adopted daughter. Shockingly, they'd had an affair during Scott's first marriage, and the timing suggested Jay might be Scott's biological son. This sparked huge fights. Jay confronted Sue and kicked her out. She blamed me, screaming that I ruined her relationship with her son and calling me horrible. Within 2 days, she was gone, but Jay grew distant, and I didn't know how to fix it. A DNA test confirmed Jay as Scott's son. Sue still blamed me for her infidelity, despite me being 5 years old when it happened. Some people say I should divorce Jay because it's gross, but I never had an intimate relationship with Scott. It was a marriage of convenience. I love Jay, and don't see why we should end our marriage over his mother's and Scott's past. It's been over a year, and Jay and I are still together, pursuing IVF with my harvested embryos fertilized by Jay. Last month, the clinic called to confirm an embryo transfer, but we hadn't scheduled one. Turns out, Sue faked a contact and tried to arrange for our embryos to be transferred to Jay's ex-girlfriend. Thankfully, she botched it, and the clinic alerted us. Sue's gone. Too far. Would I be wrong to ask Jay to go no contact with her? Update. Thanks everyone for the incredible advice and support. Your comments gave me the clarity and courage to take action. Here's what's happened since my last post. I sat down with Jay for a long, honest talk about Sue. I explained how her actions, driving my kids away, trying to sabotage our marriage, and now the embryo incident, have hurt our family. I said I wasn't trying to punish her but needed to protect our peace, especially with our IVF journey. I suggested no contact as the healthiest option, but told him I'd support whatever boundaries he felt comfortable setting, as long as Sue couldn't harm us anymore. Jay admitted he's been struggling with the DNA reveal and felt guilty about cutting Sue off, but he agreed her behavior was unacceptable. He decided to go no contact for now, saying he needs space to process everything. We contacted the clinic, and they've added password protection and verified contacts to our embryo storage, so Sue can't try anything again. We also consulted a lawyer who said we could pursue a restraining order if Sue continues meddling, though the embryo tampering might be hard to prove legally without more evidence. For now, we're documenting everything. My kids are slowly coming back to visit, though they're still wary of staying full-time until they're sure Sue's gone for good. I'm working on rebuilding their trust, and Jay's been great about making them feel welcome. We've also scheduled our first couples counseling session next week to address the communication gaps and trauma from this mess. Jay's even open to exploring a relationship with Scott, though he's taking it slow. As for the divorce comments, we've tuned them out. Jay and I love each other, and my marriage to Scott was never romantic, so we don't see our relationship as gross. We're focused on our future and our soon-to-be baby. Sue's out of our home, and we're setting firm boundaries to keep her at a distance. Thanks, Forum, for helping me stand up for my family.